So,
we'll go into the garden, bro. You'll find it now. You got it, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got my page loaded up. My tripod.
Looks I'm live on his way.
Oh, my wind chimes, I forgot. I might leave them on. If they annoy you, let me know and I'll get rid of them.
Alright, bro.
They're distracting. They're not annoying. Wind chimes are cool.
Alrighty.
There we go. That's it. I mean, I can see the page. We have 4 in the house.
Mine says 5.
Yeah, 5, yeah. It's just gone
Yes, so there you go. We're up and active then, pal. I think I've got the chat side of it now. Let's have it.
Turn the volume down on the...
Mandy Gold, hi all. Michael Barnes, hi brothers. Angela Williams, yeah, they're all dropping in now, brother. We're all good to go. Good evening, one and all. And thank you for joining us. Most of the point.
Let's go.
Here we are.
Let's go. I'm in the garden. Good Wi-Fi. Just don't let me fall asleep. It's been a busy day.
Oh, there you go. We're up to 10 now. Mine says 6. LOL. Jesus Jones, Mandy Gold, Angela Williams, Michael Barnes, and Stuart Richardson so far that I can see on my what's it there, Dave. So I don't know if you can see anything alternative to that. Good evening, all. Respect, big love. Albert,
Andy, Michael, Angela.
Yes, brother Albert, we have literally just started, mate. We're just setting up, making sure everything's in check. Going through our strategic checklist and literally just starting now, brother. Evening and welcome. Hope you're all well.
Jesus, I'm sick. I mean 6. I like that. Oopsie. Speed typing. That's how I do that a lot. We're typing very fast.
There you go. Camera. There you go then. We're in. It's working.
Got it down to a 5 and a half now. Remember the first few days, it was like for 45-minute ordeal getting all this together. Now we can do it in like 5 minutes tops. And have 10 viewers ready. 10.
13 now, the dreaded 1 and 3. So you haven't got your camera on either, Dave?
Yeah, I've done that on purpose. I'm just setting up and everything while it's...
Then you watch it, okay, yeah.
It will be. It will be in a minute. I will reveal.
Yeah, perfect timing there, Albert. Well done, brother. Banks are closing up and you round your way closing. NatWest closed, Barclays round the corner closing. Yeah, they're closing a lot of the smaller branches, the smaller post office branches. A lot of these shops where they have nothing of any intrinsic value are all closing now. They have nothing in there of any substance, only the individuals that are walking in and out, crediting and debiting the place. So yes, they can't function in the way that they wish, I believe.
Turning them into what? Starbucks.
Charity shops.
What they could potentially be. Yeah. Charity shops. They're good buildings though, aren't they? These ones, they're good listed, not listed all of them, but some of them are listed. Some of them are good old, assets to have. They are assets indeed.
There you go.
Right.
We're all up and running, bro. I hope we've had a 1 thumbs down. What's that all about? We've had a thumbs down. We've had a hater come and visit us already and left. Oh.
There is an update for you since the last few. We've got a guy. I believe it's a guy. That's why we got to watch the chat feed. I've left it normal, but I need your eyes on it as well. There's someone following every time. David, Indy puts a video up. There's a thumbs down within about 5 minutes. So there's somebody following that He doesn't want to. If they're there now and they could tell us why, then that'd be great. But I don't think we'll get that.
Yes.
We'll be lucky.
The face behind the veil. It's all good.
A veil behind a veil behind a veil behind a veil behind it. Yeah, that's what we find, aren't we? Curtain twitches and veils.
Yeah, it's all good. Big love to one and all, whomever you are.
Oh, can I tell you this today? Bit of good vibes. I come down a back street because in Burton, where I was today, it's very small and there's a lot of cars. So everyone's travelling, commercing. It's very busy. You've only got single roads and there's vehicles on either side, vans, speed bumps, and then you've got like everyone's going around the back roads taking the shortcut, so you don't have to queue as long. And so you end up coming head on with other vehicles, travellers, drivers, etc. Pedestrians. It's quite dangerous because there's so many. You know, at 5 p.m. till say 6:30, it is we call them hospital junctions. There's a lot of junctions here that you could end up on an hospital on if you're not careful.
Absolutely.
I come around this corner, and I was halfway down this road. Both sides parked vehicles. I was travelling, and a van came down and forced his way down because he was a van. But I'm already halfway down, so I committed, and this guy like he stopped and he reversed, and he were in a rush like he goes, "Hey up, kid," he goes, shame we couldn't get two down there, ain't it? And I went, "Listen, mate, it's crazy time." I goes, "Thank you for that." I goes, "There was no way you could have won that." And he just goes, "It's all on, ain't it? All fair." And we had a good crack about it. But if you do get in the summertime, especially, what I notice is that angers flare. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the sun or that everybody seems to, go out and want to get out, and we get on the highways and start traveling, and we find that we annoy each other. So just put that extra effort in sometimes, just to when you feel your tempers, right? It's easy to kick off. It's easy to swear and hey you stupid. Just go, hey up, pal, no problem, and just see what happens. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, mate.
Well, as a professional HGV driver that does moon miles per lifetime, I've found that there's a lot of ignorance.
There is,
mixed,
go on.
and it's mixed in with a deadly mix of arrogance. And when you combine them, it's a deadly combination, I'm afraid. And everyone thinks they're entitled to that space. If we just give way a little bit, like you said, and have a little bit more compassion, a bit light-hearted, and give way for one another, I'm sure. But it's never going to happen, is it? So they feel too protected in these iron boxes these days.
I wanted to start on a topic that was health and wealth. I've got Esther McVeigh that I want to bring up at some point after what's come out, but we'll leave that for a bit. Just health and wealth side of it. I thought, yeah, I know that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Could you give an example of when you're in the right and someone's in the wrong, and it's like a really annoying situation, damage could be caused? How do you handle that in your professional day? Because it happens a lot to you, I imagine, and you're
Absolutely.
in a skip wagon, so you're going to be the winner because you've got the size and weight.
Well,
but,
I was driving a bin lorry a couple of years ago, and I was coming down quite a thin street, and cars are permitted to park on one side of the road, so you have to give way to those cars. And when you're coming through, it's like a single lane now. So, and an individual jumped out of his car, which is on double yellow lines, and decided just to leave it there in the centre of this contraflow while he popped to the hole in the wall, and it caused absolute mayhem. And such is that it is, you can't give road rage, or you can't. You may be, agitated or somewhat anxious inside and things, but you can't show it because it just escalates so quickly, and such is the nature of these things. It all goes wrong in a flash. So, although he was completely in the wrong in his action, I did point it out to him. I shouted across, "Excuse me, pal, could you at least put it on the path so we can carry on going?" And he almost gave me the V's. So, at which point I have to consider my future of what I'm doing here. Am I going to go out and duff this man up? Am I going to cost me my job? Is he going to get me incarcerated? Is he going to get me fines and forfeitures? Is he going to get me a criminal record? And all these types of things just through the arrogance and ignorance of one individual. And you see it day in, day out.
Yeah. You didn't show due consideration for other highway users, road users.
Well, he's on top of a double yellow line for start off, It's there's no parking, and just such as the arrogance of these individuals that think they, own everything, shall we say.
So do you have a technique is there anything you do to stop yourself? Well, your job, there you go, there, the money, the income, the commerce, the servitude will end if you lose that. So that's your ultimate, there you go, that's your governance then inside. What about when you're not
I have governance also in my professional capacity, not just that of any given said corporation or company that I'm representing on that given day. I also have a duty and responsibility and liability to myself and for them. You know, my truck could quite easily just go over the top of that damn thing and shove it out of the way if I just decided to. But you have to show a little bit of restraint and some love and compassion and a few deep breaths, I'm afraid, and let it be known your thoughts if you must. But it antagonises everybody, and before you know where you're at, your lovely day is gone. So we could maybe now in hospital for their sake, your sake, or anybody else's sake. And it's just not what we need, is it? Just for popping to the shop today to get a loaf and some milk.
Yeah, just like others. I know these guys, the viewers that we have here on the channel are subscribers. They mostly are quite level-headed, thought, consideration. You can't, we have mantras and things that we use. We try not to, curse and lose it at the, earliest opportunity. And if someone comes up to you and you're in the right, and here's an example that happened, and you're in the right, and I did actually, Anne-Marie, I said sorry to her. This guy wound me up, and he ended up running down the road. I'm in the Turan on a speed bump after he stepped out, and he nearly died, but an emergency stopped, and he didn't die. I saved him, and then I didn't even shout or anything. And he stood there giving me loads as I carried on driving. I thought, hang on a minute, just come out of a pub. You didn't look. You stepped out in front of me. I had to emergency stop. Anne-Marie and Yanka, like, as it is when you stop. The guy looked at me, carried on, stumbled across the road. I proceeded to travel, and he's there giving it loads. I could see in the mirror, so I stopped, and I did. I went, you what? I lost it. I do apologise, but I won't let that happen again. And I had something today happen, and I ended it lightly, humorably. And I just wanted to reinforce that it's easy for us. We're programmed to lose it. We're programmed to swear. We're programmed to get angry. And I'm the most hyper, giddiest one that we all know. And if I can do it, then thou
Absolutely.
can do it. Or thou
Just,
can try,
Well, it's all about you inner self anyway. If you have hostility within already and you get heated up in a said given situation anyway, well then that which you inwardly manifest and shall outwardly attract anyway. So if you do get into a heated situation and you're jumping out the car in any said circumstance, well, it's that then that it's almost the blind leading the blind, because you're both going to be in that mood of confrontation and being the man, and the ego comes into it then, and the better man doesn't want to step back or step down or be less of the man, you see. So then you have to keep carrying on the notion which you have already manifested, and that alone can lend in all sorts of trouble for everybody concerned, and it's just not what we need. And it needs to be curbed, and it needs to be calmed down, and people need to show themselves and others consideration while they're driving around in these death traps. Because that's what I do. I drive around in a death trap, and these innocent people that are travelling to and from school, carrying their own personal belongings and their own personal properties in there, drive sometimes and travel with such belligerence and arrogance and ignorance. They could easily be killed in the flick of a heartbeat. My lorry can kill without trying. It's a big lump of solid steel, and they'll do an action on you. They'll suffer you a tort or a wrong, and then they'll give you the hand signal as well. It's just absolute arrogance. It's downright rude, but that's just what it is. It's the nature of individuals these days. It's the pressure of life. It's the pressure of the system. It's the pressure of not a lot of money and kids and everything that comes with life these days, such as the oppression and the suppression of everything. Someone's only got to trip you over slightly, and you're just ready to pounce. Let's be honest. So for me, it's all about the inner self. It starts with ourselves. And if we're not set right and we're not in the right frame before we go out onto the roads or out to shopping or out to anywhere which we go, well, then that inward manifestation will outwardly attract all the wrong type of attention. And that's just how the laws of nature work. That's how the laws of attraction work. So that's how it works for me anyway. It's each to our own.
Some days I would like to say, yeah, that's well said, well respected for that, Andy. Thank you, brother. it's some days where I even say, like, you know, because I have the emails and the Facebook and the .com and the telephone for the internet and the private telephone. Sometimes they all go at once, and I have to just stand there and go, and I just have to make a list. And I think there's loads going off. I actually just stand there sometimes and go, what am I doing? How do I? Which one first? Who's more important? And you just have to stop, check yourself, and revert back to a system of which is foolproof. When I say foolproof, I mean this foolproof, me foolproof.
Absolutely.
And I'm calling you not fools. I am the fool, the idiot, and I write it down and I tick off what I've done. I might come out here for a minute because I can't sit in there all day, you know, when it's like this. And I'll come outside, I'll bring the laptop and I'll just take 10 minutes. I'll look at the list. I'll make sure it's good. And then I'll go through it progressively. I think, what can I do in the hours of 9 till 5, you know, and I work that out. And then what I can do after 5, you know, like this stuff we do then. So
absolutely,
work and manage your time. And that's what we need to start doing. That's the hard part when you go into work and you are late because you overslept or you've got a new new family member, and it's kept you up all night because you've been doing your fatherly duties, you know, motherly duties, whichever it is, and you end up, you know, being late. And you sometimes employers aren't too sympathetic, especially if you're working for an agency, or even if you've been working for 30 years. I've seen it where they're not so much tolerant now, and you know, paternity pay and these things that you get as parents in law, you know, and all this. It's
fringe benefits. So, your person gets fringe benefits.
Yeah, we are all against the clock, and it is a race. It's not a rat race. We are not rats, but we are all forced. You know, the roads are too small. The systems, the trains aren't big enough. You know, they're building a new bloody, I think, part of Gatwick or another airport's being extended. On about pollution and this, that, the other, and cutting stuff down. But
all as a private corporation, nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it's Gatwick's having a new runway. I'm sure it is. But still, yeah, we just got to remember that.
Yes, we must build more runways. We must have air over the planes to keep carrying our chattel. Keep them spending, will you? What?
A lot of comments here. There's 22 watching, Andy. Delone says the thumbs
down. Oh, peace and love.
Delone, yeah, dodgy doctors. It'll be from one of my doctors watching for the thumbs down.
Bring him back in, and we'll give him one of our prescriptions. We'll prescribe the love to him, and the positive intent and the goodwill, and all shall prevail. Take him away from that oath system that they're a part of.
We've got a request from, remember we once had a viewer on called Shadow Dynamics. He was the lad that's come to seminars. He sat at the front a couple of times. He's been to Birmingham and Liverpool, I think. You remember him? He talks about the Vatican. He's been on before.
Yes, James.
He's on here as Shadow Dynamics. He says, I want to join your hangout. So if you're all right, we could let him in a bit. And
yeah, of course. James is a lovely lad. He's a good learner, and he knows his stuff is really coming on leaps and bounds. He's, you know, I'm proud of him. He should be proud of himself too, because he puts himself down too much. We've got to stop doing that.
We've got Brother Joe, alias is in 69, my sister, Anonymous, Nonna, a few more have dropped in, it's climbing still.
Good evening, thank you, blessed be, peace and love, thank you. It's madness, ain't it, when they come this time, and they got nothing, well, obviously not nothing better to do, you know. It's quite humbling and sometimes embarrassing for myself. I still go red now, Dave, you know, when people come up to me and approach me the way they're doing, like I'm some sort of a guru. It's breathtaking, to be honest with you, mate. I'm astounded.
Well, we are unofficial. We're not licensed attorneys, but when we look at the word attorney, and we've looked at lawyers and prosecutors, prosecutors, yeah, and we are not that, but we have got the capability and the I don't know, the essence within to cut the mustard. So what the viewers and the guys and the members of the site and the Facebook are finding is that we are honourable, we are approachable, we respond to messages, we help, we interact, we make videos, we build websites, we produce seminars, we host the Sovereign Annual Conference in Oxford for the 14th and 15th of July. I've left my job to come and do this. You're willing to give up being a what did we say?
A steering wheel attendant.
Steering wheel attendant. Anybody that wants the man Sovereign Smith on the the trustee would like him to be the custodian trustee and working alongside me mainly independently and together doing whatever we need to do, hangouts or video conferences or seminars or all of it, a mixture, traveling on the road. I said it first time.
Have it in the bogey bus.
36 months and it's happened. Wow. So yeah, we'd like Brother Sovereign Smith on the road with Brother G, the governor, and custodian trustee or something. That'd be, what you'd probably be on the road doing that instead of steering wheel attendant. Yeah, that's what we'd like to move forward to.
I've been told that I'm worth more than that of an average skip truck driver tipping shit on the floor day in day out. Sorry, the French. It's what it is.
Yeah,
it's just a filthy biochemical hazardry, undisgusting environment to be on and off landfill sites all day. And just by evening time, when I've got a few hours here and there, I'm trying to bring the lawful remedy in the way that I do. And sometimes, such as my health conditions as well, I suffer fatigue and things, and I can't always have the energy to do what I wish to do in the evening times, and that, so I suffer from that. I don't allow it, but I do suffer the consequences of that. But we just keep going strong as we can, don't we, brother? Do what we do best, and like you say, we're there with honour. We have good intent and goodwill. And if anybody can come and rebut that which we're doing and saying, step forth.
Yeah. So that we are held. We don't have an ego. We are quite humble with that, and that's another appealing attribute where I speak a million miles an hour and use 100 words, and you speak calmly and use 10. So there's a good contrast between us because they know between
it's
us.
The yin and the yang, Dave. We're perfect, mate. It's the perfect combination because you speak all of the legal and all of the civil at law areas, and you speak in the way that they speak it, so, and put it across that way. And then when I make sense of what you're saying and speak it in my way, people correlate with that, and it, I don't know, they just seem to take it in a more layman's way. And it sometimes it says to me, well, since you've said that, I've gone to have a look at this, and oh my goodness, you want to see what I found out now? I'm like, yeah, boom, there you go. Keep planting the seeds in that way, It's amazing the love I get back. It's endearing. It's quite shocking. It's quite shocking. But it is what it is. There you go.
Two men talking on YouTube about love and peace and all this. Like this is the age of 2018 where man should be cheese. Man's too big for your boot. You know what I mean? He's got 2 chains, driving in a black Benz, leaving in a white Benz. The man's sick everywhere, and it's like the man's lost. What man doesn't know? These mans don't know what to do when the big
them man's them is lost. Them man's them needs to find themselves.
Yeah. The youth, the teenagers.
The youth them need to find themselves too. The youth them are lost. Lost at sea.
And the way the media's going, the way that everybody's looking for their own way out, and they're trying to look for salvation, or they're looking for not that I don't know. There's a lot of guys out there saying a lot of different things, and people aren't daft, and they know when they're being led down the path. And with us, they see that we are not so much leading down the path, and we have got that honourable intent, and we source and citate and reference and back up as best we can.
Well, the way that I put it across is the way that I'm walking my own path, and I have factual, provable evidence here, tangible evidence that which I've said and done has brought me remedy. So as I lay my path in life, as I'm laying my foundations and walking that which I'm intending and manifesting in front of me, it's provable what I've done. And if those which follow us, shall we say, or listen to us, or take what we do into their heart, well, then they'll find the same remedies if they come across the same situations with themselves. And that's why we're resonating to people, because we're all finding ourselves in one of their boats. The system will come and pick you up in one of their boats, whichever it be, and they'll cast their aspersions and spells upon you. And until you know the correct capacity and title that you're in, and dispel them and, you know, everything they wish to cast their wishes and beliefs and rights upon you, even unless you've got the correct verbiage to rebut that which we're doing to you, you're always going to struggle. You're not going to get a recourse or a remedy or redress or any of the types of things that we're looking for. And that's why we're so manically trying to get it across here, but in a calm, concise manner whereby it's, you know, A to Z, not H to Y, missing all the bits out in one, two, miss a few, 99, 100. And people are always coming up with the wrong conclusion here. And such is the nature of the things, people are looking for like an instant overnight answers and remedies and stuff without actually comprehending and understanding what they're actually doing here and what they're asking for. And it's a lot to comprehend for both us and for them to know where we're at with this, because we're so far in front of some of these folks, so shall we say, in the education circle, that they don't realise all that it takes. When I say bish bash bosh, there you go, nice and easy, 1 2 3. It's not looked into how long that's taken to get that stage, the hours and hours and hours and hours of untold education, listening, reading, mentoring, getting mentored, being in the room, going out there, you know, doing that which we do. It's when you watch a professional snooker player look very easy, dart players makes it look very easy. Go and have a go, you know, and that's what I'm finding here.
What I will say is today I've rang up. Who have I rang up? I'll be careful with what I say, but I can tell you that I've rang up some. Let me think. There was 2 outstanding tickets from an issuing authority from the Highways Agency. So I rang up some agents at the Highways Agency and I said, I've got these tickets here, and I explained, and he goes, oh, you need Dartford issuing authority. I went, oh, really? Or self-proclaimed authority, I might add, but yeah, Dartford issuing authority, after I'd spoke to the Highways Agency. So I'm like, okay, these guys are quite like, hello, when the phone rings and you've been in the queue 10 minutes, I go, hello, reference number, please. And I'm like, oh, hello, good afternoon. My name is David, and do you have a reference number? I'm like, oh, calm down. I says, I'm not feeling too well today. I'm feeling a bit you know, lightheaded. So I'd like just to slow down. And, you know, for me, this is truly unreal. And, you know, Dodgy will back it up, like, cause I'm doing it for him. And they're like, no, it weren't. It weren't with Dodgy. It was for somebody else. He hasn't got PCNs. But he's seen me. And they put me through to this department to talk about these outstanding PCNs. And I got to put through to an agent. And this is what these viewers are experiencing when they go through their everyday lives. You will know it from what you've done. And I'm ringing up saying, yeah, I'd like to talk about these references. And she'll say, they'll be like, can I have the reference, please? Which isn't bad, but it's just the tone and the speed. And you give it them. And are you the such and such? No, I'm not. Who are you? I am such and such with. Okay, and what is it? Are you making payment? No, I'm not making payment. What are who's what did she say now? She said, and who's the account holder? I went, you are. She went, I beg, what? No, who's the name on the account? I went, that's different. I said, it's your account, and you've put this private person's name on it. I said, but your account that I'm ringing up on behalf, this is nobody's. She hasn't accepted this account, but the account's been trying to push onto a decent talk, you know, all these things. And I said that's what we need to do here is recognise that these are 2 outstanding issuing tickets from the authorities, and that I need to put my phone up.
Back in room.
I need to discuss them. Yeah, I need to fine, but I need to discuss these tickets, and I need to address the fact that, you know, they're incorrect. And she was just so obnoxious, and they were very, you know, short. They were
yeah, they're very abrupt, aren't they, mate? They're abrupt. They read enough of a script, aren't they? You know, then they want to get the calls through, don't they? It's what it's all about. They just want paying. Shut up with all your rigmarole and how you're paying. That's what it boils down to. What method of payment are you using today?
But,
the belligerence of it all, it's rude.
When our family are weak and they are on maybe medication, or they are self-medicating, or they are depressed, or they are anxious, or they are all of the above, and they are non-compos mentis, and then they go to try and sort this out on their own, and they get, this is where it breaks down, because you've got Mr. or Mrs. Agent X that's aggressive, reading from a script, no emotion, doesn't have any time, just is looking for payment, doesn't understand mitigating circumstances, isn't legally trained, and you get emotional, sensitive, these guys here and in the trust and in the family that are like trying to do it.
That have been suffered wrong, so they're obviously emotional in the call, you know, so one F or Jeff slips out or one French word, then they'll cut the bloody phone call off on you. It's just took you 25 minutes to get you know, it's just so that they prey on your frustration. And as soon as they hear your anxiety and frustration, they just ramp it up some more for you. Like what they've done to Dodgy and whatnot, you know, his circumstance at the moment.
I'm just making a video, girl, so don't bother. Can you not do that, please? I'm on the video. You can play, but I just think that might be too noisy. Yeah. So our next door neighbour just came out of the hammer and she got it on the fence, and I was like, oh, it's a joint fence. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
When it comes to something, when the kids next door have got to come and repair your fence for you, surely man should do it.
I can't. I'm telling you, I can't. Moving on. Castles in the sky. Tell me why. Right. Can we get Laddo in? Let me add what's his face?
He's asked how to join. Have you got his email from last time? Have you?
It's in. It's here saved, I believe. Yeah. I'll get him now. I've got him in the.
It's evolution, mate. You know, it's revolution, man. Round in the same old circles, what's been said there. We're at the same circle of mud, shall we say. They always like to keep you in it. You have your own aspirations and dreams and don't let you out. Here we go.
Shadow's getting added now. Yeah. Here we go, Andy. Put you up here. I need to sit nicely. I need a new clamp.
Hello.
That was easy.
Hello, everybody. How's everyone been doing since the last time I spoke to you?
All right, thank you, James. It's all go, you know.
Yeah.
It's all go at SPL's Pro.
Yes, it's all go at SPL's Pro, mate, and it's all hands on deck at the battle station. It's extremely busy.
Well, I'll be trying to get more people to join. You know, I've been out and about.
You've been scouting out and about?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Good lad.
That's what we like to hear, mate.
How would you go about getting that colloidal silver? That's what I want to know. I'll have some of that off you, Dave.
Yeah, Dave will send it to you, mate. You have to personally send him your address and things, and he'll have it shipped to you.
What happens now? We've moved along with the technology. If you go to spolspro.com and you go to the Emporium, you put a donation in. It's done like a shopping cart because it's a website, and he doesn't understand donate. So you just put the price, which is a donation of 14. And that covers the £1.60 for the bottle. I buy like 33. If anybody can find me a bulk amount of brown glass atomizer that you can buy for like, you know, £1 a bottle, it'd be good. I'm paying like 160 at the minute for the 35 at a time. And the water I distill here from the tap. And then, that's pretty much it. The silver rods, I need to buy some more of them. And it goes up to... They say you can buy it to 40 parts per million, Shadow, but it's I test it at 12 to 18 parts, and you just go on the site and press that, put the 14 credits donation in, and I'll send it out on PayPal. It will tell me the PayPal account holder's details. They're all, you've got a privacy agreement, and I just send it to that address. But
yeah, so I saw you with Santos the other night. What a geezer!
Shipping. Wait, I know shipping is £2.99 second class signed for, or just standard shipping £2.99 second class, £1.30 for this. It's about a tenner for the trust donation out the 14 for the water and silver, and a £4 for the bottling postage.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it. It's cleared that up. Psoriasis is 90% gone.
Yeah, man, that is well good, David. Yeah, it is.
I've had red eye before. When I've been tired, when I've worked 12 hours, and when you've had your eyes open so long and you sting, and your phone and the laptop hurts after 12 hours plus, like 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. grafting. And I did a quick little, be careful when you spray stuff in your eye, because your eye gives you foreign liquids, intravenous access straight to your body, because there's no filter. So I know that water's antibacterial, silver, and it's been distilled by me. So I sprayed it in because it's healthy, and it cleared up the redness within 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh,
They were lovely again. I'm like,
that is
tiny
well
eyes.
Good. Yeah, man. I just want it for like getting rid of a chesty cough from time to time because I do like when I brush my teeth, I get coughs in that.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
What? Mango.
Fresh pineapple.
I eat a lot of pineapple actually.
Yeah, fresh pineapple good for your chest, mate, I do believe.
Yeah.
There's other things as well, but that's the number one that comes to my mind.
Oh, nice one, brother. I did not know this. Every day is a school day, a learning day, an educational day.
Mm-hmm. What you do, you get the pineapple and smash yourself in the face with it. It takes your mind off your chest.
my mind's 150 miles per hour, man. I'm always trying to figure out how to get away from the fraudulent banknotes because I know how to do it. I tried it once and like loads of suits came by. I was like, oof. And now I found out under international law they can't do it, and under the Mercantile Law Amendment Act 1856, they can't do it. They can't refuse you if you're right.
What's this for? Have you broke up? We broke. I've missed what are you on about? What is it? This Shadow.
The Mercantile. Well, I went into a shop just for I went into a shop with. I went to a shop to get me daily groceries, just milk, grapes, and then I offered one of me own IOUs, and the woman was like, "Oh, it's theft," and I hit her with it, and then it went buggered up. But like, I've not given up it because I found a beautiful act that works in my favour, which is the Mercantile Law Amendment Act. So, if they refuse it, they're liable under the.
And that's for
Act.
IOU. Is that for an IOU?
Yeah.
Ah.
Mercantile Law Amendment, and if they're a company, they can't refuse them because if you use the maxims, take jurisdiction under international law because it says it there, and I think once you do that, you make them the trustee, and
who's
you basically
what?
Who's sellotape? It's not me.
Carry on. Me. I am. I'm sick of this thing falling down. It's not falling down again. Carry on.
Right. Yeah. This. As I was doing, like you say, oh, it's theft. I say, oh, is it? When I've offered to pay you, and then he took me the stuff off me, threw me out of the shop.
Yeah, but you haven't settled anything. You've IOU. IOU is an IOU.
Yeah, well, I put
that isn't settling anything, is it?
Yeah.
That means I owe you. So, he's quite within his right to refuse you to owe him.
Mm. Well, I promised to pay the bearer. I just copied.
Yeah. Whom is the bearer?
Yeah.
Whom is the bearer?
He's the bearer because he demands it.
Okay.
Mm. But now, since I've made that mistake, I've learned from it. I've through into amendments, Mercantile Law Amendment Act.
Okay.
It clearly states there you can claim creditor, and you can basically say by paying it with your word because it says thereunto.
Thereunto because your word is your honour.
Yeah.
But you were there as a person.
As a man, I was, yeah. But I've endured. Money orders are good as well. I found them out. You put money order on promise, with a stamp that turns it.
I'll get back.
It's higher up value than cash.
Right, kids, I'm going to be rude a minute. I'm starving. I've had nothing to eat today. I'm just going to grab a quick bite while you're talking, James. Okay, I'll be here, but I'm eating. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just go on mute and whatever you need to do. That's good. So James, does Mister Corner Shop Man know that? Does he know that there's a surety who discharges the liability to be entitled to assignment of all securities held by the creditor? You know what I mean? Is he gonna truly? Did you walk in? Did you not say before? It might.
No,
be
I didn't know. I didn't know
before
that.
The transaction. Go on. Let me just speak. You might be. Did you go in there and say, right, I'm going to come in today and I'd like to, purchase some of these items. I have a list here, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to consider paying with different forms. What did you say? IOU.
Yeah, I promise you don't. Basically,
tell me what happened and how did it go down? Tell me how it went down.
Right, I walked into the shop, picked up my milk and grapes, walked up down the shop, thinking about it, and then I put the item in the shop, and then he said, "Oh, we don't accept that full payment." And I said, "You do," and then then I tried to take the stuff, right, but stuff that I paid for, and then you can't do that, it's theft. But now I didn't know this act properly, but now I do. So now I can use it to my advantage. You see, and under international law, I think it's international policy. So in 1976, you can find it on Steve's website. It clearly states you can freely dispose of your wealth without any obligations. You see. It says it there. If anyone's there.
No, I'm listening. I'm just telling next door neighbour's dog to shut up a minute. But but so that's you've got to be honourable in this game, haven't you? And this may well be the mercantile trade and laws of seas and commerce and so forth. But you've got to. When you
go on, carry on, David. And
so we must remain in honour, and to remain in honour, we must confer before. I'm not an expert, and I've never done this, so I'm just telling you how I would have done it, and perhaps I would have gone in and said, I need to get these items, and I'm looking to, please, I'm trying to have a chat, and it's a bit weird. Somebody let him in. I think he wants to come in. Yeah. Yes, the next door neighbour's dog wants to come in, and every time he wants to come in, he generally barks for half an hour. Then they decide to let him in, and I've let them know that it's a bit like noise pollution and things, and they don't like smoke pollution in their house. And when I smoke a cigarette, my cigarette smoke goes in their house, and they don't like that. So I stand at the bottom of the garden now to have a cigarette out of respect and honour. And their animal comes out and barks on a school night, especially when our kid's in bed. And it barks for excess of 20 minutes, and I think that's acceptable. So without getting irate or angry or intolerable, I've conveyed, that we need to have mutual respect, or we don't have any respect. And if we don't have any, it's a very sad state of affairs when we're neighbours, and we need to love thy neighbour and not, be adversarial, wind each other up. We live in the same space, and we in effect extended family. But right, that sorted that out. So I would just say that honourability is the key. Hey, I can come on camera now, sell it. Honourability would be the key there, brother. And you would go in and you would announce what you would be doing and what you would be looking at. If you wanted a $5 worth, 5 credits worth, or 20 or 50, maybe a small shop wouldn't understand or even be trained in this art or process or even the knowledge. They might have some, but they might have just got a loan together and then set up, an establishment.
It was at a local co-op, David, but carry on.
All right then, local co-op. So you should have and perhaps you should have gone and asked for the manager as well and said, what it is I haven't really got much sweat equity to play with, and what I'm thinking about doing is, as there is no money, and I don't expect you to know this, but you just say to him, I'm looking at giving you an IOU or a negotiable instrument or a promissory note, which is effectively what cash is. So I was about that, I was about to show you this, and is it all right? Can you check the head office? Because then you could have said to him, it's my understanding that as of the Mercantile Law Amendment Act of, did you say 1856?
Yep, that's what I said.
Did you? Oh, come on. then then it's so sad we know these numbers. I couldn't remember my times table, but wow. Yeah, so you then go through all of that business about how you said it before, how you would purport to get the goods and how you would accept to pay them, and you'd say about the surety and discharging and liability. You break it all down for the assignment of securities creditor and offsetting and discharging and the way you do it and who you are, and then see and get them, but just to go in and get some things, items, goods, and then to present them at the checkout to the poor lady. She's not going to know what you're on about. What did she say?
What did she say? She was like,
oh,
she was like, okay, I'll get the manager. She was like, I was like, oh, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, it was that. She seemed a bit, but like Richard, I watched Richard Answer's second video. Like he says, you've got to compel people to perform. So yeah. So
then you need to compel somebody that's going to be able to. That lady, that she's not a chief cashier. She's just not just, but she's operating as a cashier, employed by the you said it. So the co-op, she's employed by the co-op. This is brilliant. You've done it wrong, but you've had a go. So we like the fact you've had a go. No one was hurt. No criminal acts. No, so we can say it was done wrong, but we can address that. At least you've had a go, brother. And, we've heard of guys in America trying to get cars, and people on Facebook apparently have bought things with promissory notes, and well, whether or not they have or not is another thing. But guys try to do it. But internationally, on an international commercial banking infrastructure, you could compel certain international governing bodies that have got the infrastructure to deal with these notes and debts and discharges and the surety, assignment, creditor, such things as international. The co-op, you would argue, are international. They have banking, they'll have lots of banking, won't they? They have the machine to take cards, they'll accept checks, they'll have they have a subsidiary of companies within their umbrella of companies and corporations. So as it is that you could compel and get them, but I don't know how you do that. Perhaps you'd get
Section 993 Companies Act.
Go on. What do you mean, Section 99? What's this about? Well,
read it. Partly, it's if you use the maxims of equity, the last one, I think, a cloak of statute will not for something to do with fraud. But see, now you've used that, right? They can't defraud you then, because that way, if you use the maxim, equity would take jurisdiction to avoid multiplicity suits. now they're the trustee.
Say that again, you broke up. Say, whoa. Equity what? Say that again, you broke up.
Equity will take jurisdiction to avoid multiplicity of suits. And equity
Where's that from? Go on then. Where's that from?
It's from a maxim or the internet. That
equity aids the vigilant. That's what it is, Dave.
Yeah.
Breaking up, shadow.
Equity aids the vigilant, not the one who slumber on their rights.
Yeah. Well,
Richard endorses that one.
Yes, but these, as we've said with the agents and the guys on the telephone and whatnot, they're not trained. They don't have this. They're ignorant to it. Ignorance is no defense in the eyes of the law. Yes, I hear what you're going to say.
Yeah.
But we have to.
Oh, that's a maxim in itself. No act of law is wrong. That's a good one.
Let's say that again.
No act of law is wrong.
Wait, did you say act of law? Do you know whose channel you're on here? Do you want me to bring you down a peg or two?
Go on, please.
In front of 32, without an act of law. What's an act, brother? It's an act. It's for who? Persons. So an act. It's not, an act of law. No act of law. All right, you're not talking about a public act. You're talking about an act of law. But, no act of law is what?
No act of law is wrong. I saw it on a website.
Oh, be careful. Yeah, well, that's mixed. It's like a sovereign citizen, which is what we call an oxymoron, isn't it? But no act of law.
You can't enforce an act to break the law.
Yeah.
Come on, Andy, what's happening here? I'm like, hang on, it sounds wrong, but it might be right. But no, it's wrong. No act of law is wrong. Definition, I want to find that out. That's not. We look at maxims and maxims of equity, assumptions and presumptions. CPR, stick to the facts, but There are assumptions, presumptions, and the maxims. Yeah, you're right. But,
Right, back
like
in
to
the
know when
room.
you
Sorry
say
about that,
something,
kids. I'm back. I had to have a quick bite to eat. I'm starving. Sorry about that.
I can't find that. No act of law is wrong.
No, it's my work t-shirt. I'm going to wash it tonight anyway. So there you go. Get me dinner on my sleeve. It's all right. I live on my own. I've got to wash it myself.
Get
What's that on
violence
my
out.
own?
Hang on.
My offspring's here.
So you got anything to say? You've been listening to Shadow. You got anything to feedback to him on how he didn't warn anybody, didn't announce anything, just went in, gave to the cashier a IOU?
I probably wouldn't have used it in that way. However, if you go into, I probably would have. I would have noticed the CEO of Co-op or whomever you're dealing with to let them know that you're coming in to do that transaction at such time. It's up to you. Each to their own. I can say. Nothing to do with me, mate.
Yeah.
Let it go. You nearly got there. It's not something which I would do. I use mine to discharge or to disclaim claims made against my estate, and I don't use it for that which to purchase in that way, because I don't believe we're to benefit in that way. Because we are supposed to be self-sufficient.
Yeah. Well, I've got an appointment with a solicitor to get a commissioner's oath, because I've got just a standard promise, and I'm going to send that to the bank, because on company's house you find the secretaries and that. You can basically go around the back door instead of going through in the bank, doing it that way, if you get me.
What, commissioner of oaths to notarise a promissory note?
Yeah, basically, not the. This is just a standard. It just says promise. It's the Michael Tellinger one.
Oh,
You send that one to the chief's secretary, who works for the directors of the company. Company's house is actually a really good resource. I'm telling you, you'll find them all on there.
Yeah, have you got the app on the Android version for your phone?
I search on the web browser.
You have the web browser. Yeah, you can get, if you've got an Android, you can go on the Play Store and get the Company's House app as well. It's limited what they give you for free, but it's all right. It's worth getting.
Yeah,
you're right. You find the articles of memorandum and association, so you'll find it in there that CEO is a CEO of a company, but he also has the facility to act as a trustee. Do they not? You can tell him as a trustee, then, can't you?
Yeah, we're all trustees, you see, but also we're the beneficiaries. If that's correct.
Just reading through some comments. I like what you're saying. What are you doing for learning? Where is it that you're learning? What are you reading? Books, videos? You've mentioned Richard Ansar. Then, so have you? What have you been on the website, on YouTube, or
some YouTube, some books, and just look and going through legislation most of the time. Try and figure out how to stop using the banknotes, because the bloody special IOUs are one of the admins in the group. He's really good with the bills of exchange, and you probably know who he is. His first name's Liam. Really good with it.
Oh yeah, just leave it at first name because we're on YouTube. Yeah, first name Liam of SPO's admin. Yeah, he is indeed. Yeah, there are sharp brains in there. We can't all one man know it all. I know most, but I don't know everything, and I've not tried this yet, so I can't comment with regard to. We've used national insurance numbers. I've used thumbprints. I've sent notices. I've had power of attorney. Done quite a bit. Been to a judiciary, but I haven't offset, discharged, or. Yeah, we've got some verbiage for you, actually, Shadow. Then I'd like to email you A for V verbiage for zeroing an account and A for V verbiage for zeroing and closing an account to endorsement stuff. So, yeah, you're on the right angle there. It's good to see, mate. It really is.
I won't give up, mate. I will not give up. Because, have
you got any advice for anybody with what you're doing or learning? Would you like to give anybody and how you see it, what your opinion is, why it is that you're doing it, stuff like that.
Because I want to stop people in a way to get away from the system because, I want to go. If you go for the back pockets, right, and that way we can come away from this.
Who do you think
money,
you are?
man.
Asda. Back pockets. Sorry, other back pockets and supermarkets are available. Sorry, Shadow. You got me in the middle. You have. Spirit.
Yeah,
Jesus
man. I
Jones
like
says,
it.
Jesus Jones says, listen, Jesus Jones, Jonesy of the Jesus clan said, will you please hang Shadow? No, something wrong with that. He meant, will you get him in a hangout?
Yeah.
Yeah, so stop using the sweat equity from the back pocket and use it because there is no what? Money? Value? Is there any intrinsic value? Yeah.
No, it's belief, really.
Get in, lad. It's not a belief, it's a fact. We can prove it's a fact. Money is a belief or credit is a belief.
Credit's a doctrine, isn't it, really? Just like...
Ooh, look at him go, Andy. Andy, step in. You're leaving me on my own here. I'm fighting on my own here with this lad.
I don't want to fight, yeah. We need to come together.
Fighting, sorry. No, chatting.
Yeah.
Chatting. No fighting.
No, mate, I'm more spiritual, me. It's like...
You're making me grin, James.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, man. When I'm with you, I feel dead happy. Do you want to, down... I went to watch the England match last night, and it was kicking off
Give them bread and water and give them an arena and they will never revolt.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right, so anyway, I'm going to love and leave you. I've got to go and do a couple of things, Dave, that's come to my attention. I do apologise. If you've got another half an hour or so to do your thing, and Brother James is on with you as well. He's up to speed with his stuff and he can help out. So I'm awfully sorry, lad. But yes,
Yeah. Oh, Joe, Joe, love you, Andy, bro, man. It's been ages.
Thank you, brother. It has. I've had personal issues. I've had individual stuff to sort out, but behind the scenes of the office of SPLs, and it's taken a lot of my time and energy, brother. But here we are. I'm back on the scene, and I'm fighting the cause. I'm coming back to full strength, and that which you are speaking of, we have remedy for, brother. And when we speak to you privately again, when we meet up, are you coming to the Oxford conference?
Yeah. I'll definitely come.
Well, we'll speak to you more there then, because we have answers and we have things for you regarding that which you speak. So don't get too excited and don't try and do that again, what you're doing, because I don't think you'll get remedied that way around. Bless you for trying. God loves a tryer. It's as simple as that. So I'm not mocking you or anything like that, brother. God love you for trying, but I wouldn't try that again, because there's a few things you've got to put straight first.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say to you, and we'll catch up. Okay, brother.
Yeah, man.
Peace and love to you, and peace and love to you, David, and thank you, and peace and love to everybody that's watching us tonight. I'm truly humbled and amazed that we have such a dedicated, loving following that we have. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. So, thank you, peace and love, one and all, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you.
Right on, peas. See you later.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me leave some comments. There's lots of comments. Go on, what are you saying, Jay?
I mentioned section 993 of the Companies Act before. Was basically, so I just get it up on my computer. So
computer, that's a PlayStation 4. What you're using, I can clearly see that from here. Computer, you mean console? Yes.
Yeah.
Good, aren't I? That's psycho-evaluating with blindfolds on. Look, I'm just using.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you clicking through the keyboard now.
Yeah.
Using my external sensory receptors.
I'm using the web browser.
I know, brother. I know. I can tell. Let me read some comments while you do that, Rothers. As man we can. Yes, Rothers. Angela. love and peace. Andy is left. Yes, thank you for that. Anonymous, Nonna. Who else we got? Albert, as persons cannot endorse. Persons cannot endorse. Only man can. Yes, Albert, respect. Davy's got a dog locked up in the shed. No, Jesus. Have you got proof of that, Clay? Wow. Nonna agreeing with Alias. The system sucks. Yeah, it does suck, but it only sucks when we don't use it right. When we use it right, it will not suck so much. They will suck for us. I've got to be careful with them words, but someone was pretending to be Merle and got the link. Steve H. Midnight Gardener. Easy. Nice one to see you. I thought he was prepared for it. Went to the kitchen and heard loud. Odd. Superb name. Oh, that name reminds me of a friend of mine called Mary. Oh, I'm reading it in the wrong way. Sorry, Gumshoe. I've just realised I'm doing it again. Are you nearly ready? Shadow.
Yeah, I've got it here. It says, if any business of a company is carried on with intent to defraud creditors of a company or creditors of any other person or any fraudulent purpose, every person who is in knowledge of a party carrying on of the business is that manner commits an offence. This applies whether or not a company has been in the course of being wound up. A person is guilty under this offence is liable on conviction of indictment to imprisonment. Yeah.
All right.
Of imprisonment for a term for 10 years or both, or on conviction in England and Wales to imprisonment term not exceeding 12 months or a fine or both. So that's what that's about, really. So
it
if they
sets the
say
parameters for you to enforce that, then. So if somebody disclaims their duties as a trustee or for the whatever capacity of which you compel them to be in, you need to be able to litigate that now, don't you? Because what our problem is what we can't do is we can't enforce. We haven't been able to successfully enforce our motion for discharge or settlement or closure using non-sweat equity methods because we haven't learned the correct verbiage, status, capacity, or even such things as you're going on a fantastic journey with there. I think you could do with a forum on the .com actually, Shadow. I'd like to make you a forum. You can just drop bits in that you find. Money and stuff like that. I think that would be good.
Because I really want to. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel of this.
I know you can. Guys like that. I'd like to see what you come up with. You can just sit there. You can be like a miner for SPLs and just come up with the bits and bobs that you find and be articulate. Others will come along and go, well, yeah, 80% right there. If you switch that with that, if you get that there, that's been superseded with that. Move that around, then come back here, have a look at it. You're like, oh, you're bob on, kid. You're bob on. But you know,
I remember when Richard. I remember when Richard did a seminar a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if he said he met something clicked in my head, money orders or something. Like,
postal orders are more familiar at the post office. That's a postal order. You get money orders. Money order check, is it? Is it not called a money order check? Yes, or something?
Something like
money
that.
Order check. Like,
But you can, if you Google what a money order is, it's a prepaid instrument. So I don't see why not. You can use them on promissory notes. I don't. It's an instrument, isn't it? There's no.
Yeah. So no, but they're two separate instruments. It's you couldn't charge a promissory note with a money order. Is that what you're thinking? They are two separate. You either use a promissory note or a money order, depending on what the vendor would. Is it vendor? Whatever the. I'm so tired. I wasn't. We're not supposed to speak like this. It was just an Andy and Dave show, but. It's fine. It really is. You're a legend. You are, brother. Let me read some comments out though. Let me just get to some because there's quite a lot going off here. We've still got 34 in the view. So I've said to you, Shadow, I'll add you. So it's easy. Jesus says it's easy to lose it, road rage and stuff. However, if you learn over time to chill and take it on the chin, so to speak, literally take it on the chin and chill.
Yeah.
That's right, take it. It's just, there's a lot of crazy guys out there, ladies out there, family out there. They don't realise they're crazy. And one day they will, but for now we need to try and help them and just, you know, churn the other cheek. And maybe they are saying peace. Yeah, well, I doubt that. Barnes is agreeing with Andy. Shadow, the principle of an international law, you only get your natural benefits when you get to exercise peace.
Yeah, man.
Right in that, dear Shadow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's right. I watched that
yeah,
video of that American geezer where he talks about that Walter Vive, who talks about the truth. It was on your forum, on the Facebook forum, the truth about the Magna Carta, and it was Leeds law.
Wait, who posted that? I've done some discussion and topics on that, and then there was where have you seen it? In the Facebook Trust?
Aye. So
in our trust, you've seen something about what was it called again?
The truth about the Magna Carta.
Yeah, and it was about the papal bulls and how in the Pope thingy in 1216 and what they did. Yeah, I posted that too. I wanted to just highlight that, you know, other than the barons not responding and it being a trust.
Yeah, this is what definition of a money order is.
Go on, then.
A printed order for payment for a specific sum issued by the bank or the post office. So,
okay. Who can use a money order? Anybody?
Pretty much, yeah.
Just private, the public. Any public you get them from to use in commerce. I'm just looking through the comments again, and then you carry on.
Right. I'm sorry, but I just had a phone call, Dave.
All right, anyway. No worries. I thought something was up. I thought I'd just carry on reading comments. Carry on, bro.
Yeah, as I was saying, I was wondering if they could use it on a promise note, but I don't know. So, but I'm going to try it anyway.
To use what? Sorry, to do what?
If you endorse money order on a promise note, because I've got stamps as well. If you look at the Stamp Act section 54 and 55, covers you there as well.
Is that still relevant? Is that still in force? Is it in play? The Stamp Act. I've heard we've got topics in the group about the Stamp Act. I think someone called Barry might have put some posts in there, and others. I said we only put stamps on for documents so they have got value added. It's not so much under the you know, it's value added. You've got your equitable signature on there, and it makes them irrefutable. You know, it's value there. They have to be recognised in an A4 military graded piece of paper. Written in whatever colour ink, autonomously, autographed by the man, authorised, with authority. There's lots of AU words there. The law is auricular. Your auricular law has been written down, and then you put your thumbprint, stamped and sign it. Stamped is not so much, I would say, it's just to, you know, it's recognised. It's added. The value is the signature. Your equitable asset, your valuable consideration is there as well. You know, so. Yeah, you got to be careful with all that. I'm not up to speed on everything. I drift off on some of that. I can't know it all, and things change, Jane. Someone was discussing the Universal Postal Union or the Stamp Act and the relevance of it, and if it was... Hello? What? What are you doing, lad?
Trying to get something, David. I'm still here. Yeah, yeah, so I'm going to keep up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a lot of research and, like, I'm going to keep going with this because it's good.
Going, yeah. You need to look at, do some searching. Are you on have you got a membership on the .com?
Yeah.
Or have you joined up to the family even? Not membership.
I've joined up. I paid £12.
You donated 12 to the trust for your entrance to the family, right? And the private community. There we've got on the resource tab, resource library. you go in there and you look at the files, you can go on the left-hand side and there's a search box, and I'm going to put over 400 PDFs on there eventually, but I'm going to upload some money in the next few days. And now you've come on, you've reminded me, you've made the spark go on again. I've caught up with loads of work, so money intensive promissory notes, A for V, stuff like that I'll put on. I'd like to speak to you later on, perhaps message me later in the week, and I might get you see what you use and get you a forum on and put you in a financial forum for now. Richard's on there as well, so you'll bump into him about. Make sure you go and look in his forum, and we'll utilise your research, and then what you propose or purport. I don't want to be the one to sit here and say yes and no. I'd like others to judge and others to come in, not judge, work with, input, and then we escalate it with any. We can say, 90% done, well done, or 100% done. It's validated. It looks good, and you can go off and then try other, experiments like you've done, and then come back and feedback the results. Keep it within that forum, your own forum, and do your own local projects. Like to see if anyone wants to join in, and then this is something we could then report back to the YouTube family weekly, or and let everyone know how we're getting on, updates, reports. Get them on the video if you've done it, and get you on a hangout, and then take it from there, mate. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, man. Mate, I don't want us to all live in this tyrannical system, because we all need to benefit and get set in the laws, you see, because we have a right to self-determination.
Self-governance, would you argue? Self-governing, we're self-governing. Most aren't at the age of self-determination and governance, though, because they don't know who they are, what capacity they've got, anything about the equity. Nobody really knows about equity, to be fair, out of here. In all of the 89, million people on this continent, the landmass Saxton, they don't know about equity. There's only 90 equity barristers, trust and equity barristers in the United Kingdom. There's nothing. It's a massive deficit, and we're not going to make that deficit up in the next 6 months with that many. So it's the ones that care, the ones that are open, the ones that have eyes to see and ears that want to step out the matrix. We will focus on. They'll be in the .com. They'll be on here, part of the family. We'll give you regular updates, and we include you as best we can of the knowledge. Take you to the events. We've got 30 now for the annual Sovereign SPL's changed it that many times. SPL's annual conference is 14th and 15th. There's about 30 there now. I've got the liability insurance to buy tomorrow. Princely sum of £70, 1 million equity note, credit note to us due in your equity, 1 million Bank England pounds coverage for the liability insurance. That's more than enough. Just for trips and slips. It's on a private farm in Oxford. We say field, it's a field on a private farm. So we've got that to look forward to, James. We'll be able to notarise documents. Listen, if you've got anything you want notarising with regards to 3 good men, anyone, then you.
Oh well, I'll be.
We've got 10 hours lifetime on this. We've got generators there. We can have stuff hooked up. Is it not football final or something on the 13th and 14th of July? If so, we'll get the TV. I've got Wi-Fi, gigabytes of data. I've got various apps on here that stream live TV, so we can get a Samsung or something TV. I'm not brand dropping, but the Samsung does the wireless with the other Android Samsung phone. LG, Philips, may do that. I don't know. I haven't got an LG or a Philips phone. In the Oxford location, we get a generator powering the Samsung. If anybody does watch the match, then that you can do, but it's not a concern of ours. But it's just that might be a bit of an issue. So we can have it on muted or whatever while we're all about and that, or just quiet in a marquee. Jobs are good, mate. So we could notarise documents there as well, and if you need any,
I've got a few. I've got a few promissory notes.
No, we can't. Whoa, that's not. No. And also, I've heard that I've never done a promissory note yet, so I can't comment. That's what it is. But I know how they use it, what you're saying. So, what about getting something else notarized? Would you notarize? Do you know anyone that's had a promissory note notarized?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you done any research? Asking the Facebook Trust what you would get notarized. Perhaps a bit of a declaration or something that you might attach a promissory note to. Let's think about it. Not a declaration. You might give them a notice. Maybe get your notice notarized by a notary public, and then you're going to get that notice notarized by the notary public. Then you will be affixing or stapling on the document. So there's another way around it. I don't know if they do notarize promissory notes. I think that they might have to do it a different way. As I've not done it and used it, I can't, effectively say. And I can't remember what Liam and the other crew, the guys, in the trust, the crew said. So
he says stop using banknotes. I will.
Who's that?
Even he says you can. Yeah, he says don't use banknotes.
It's the same banks are just banknotes. The debts. Yeah, the debts. It's not promises. They're not credits or money. It's promises to pay, and there are no backing of gold or silver behind it. We are the backing, and we've worked that out. So now we've worked.
We're the commodities. So that in a way is.
Chattel.
That is the way. It's slavery, but like they can't control our will and determination if it's set right.
I'm just gonna look at the comments now. Let me just go through. And just for Gumshoe, I will now estimate where I was before. Then we're gonna wrap this up, James. All right?
Yeah. And in the 1968 Theft Act, Section 24, Paragraph 12, any courts. It can be expressed other than sterling.
Yeah.
Says it? Yeah, man. So that and it's contrary to the Fraud Act as well. So yes, man.
Yeah, you're getting a forum. You are. You're definitely got it. It's a done deal. You are having a forum, okay?
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the team.
Boom.
I like your energy. You're not going to be giving anyone any advice and that. We don't do that. We're just going to study and research and comparatively contrast your findings with what we've got already put down, and that's how we go on an accelerated learning with you guys helping and teaching yourselves.
Even Steve says that. Steve says that. He said that to us in the. Expert in legal matters.
Careful. Remember, you've got talking about a private man. Remember, you're on YouTube, so we had a private seminar. Don't forget. I know your intention's good. I'm just protecting you. You won't mind, but just be careful. I need to rein you in with, you're a lovely guy, and you've got nothing but love for you. Don't talk about others that in front of public. I know these guys here are watching. There's no malice with these guys, but we don't know who they all are. They appear to be, our family and brothers, and we respect that, but just be careful for.
Well, he mentioned that particular act, you see.
Yeah, that's good. You can say that. Yeah, that's fine, and that's where you've picked it up from. So you are intensively, you're learning and you're applying it. You're doing well. You really are. You're a pleasure to chat to, brother. You've got good energy and knowledge, and right. Steve H, who's been porn bombed at Nonna Yamas? Oh, live and learn. I'm just catching up there with Nonna. Steve H, Midnight Gardener. Here we go. Water Flat Earth's dropped in. Easy. I think we need to go up a bit more. I don't even have Gumshoes here. KB's dropped in. Mandy's in the house. So before A for B2 as under duress. Say, look at Mandy's off. About A for B. Could have a chat with her about that. Interesting info. Mandy's loving it. What are you saying, James? Alias.
Yeah.
I say to that assistant, I can pay you, but I promise to pay you in the future. Is that okay?
Yeah, man, you can do that. You can say that in shot. Enforce the trust, man. Enforce it. Say, he comes into equity, comes with clean hands. That's a maxim.
Yeah, I know. But you've got to, it's the environment we're in. They're not familiar with it, and it's also, it's right. We know it's right, but others don't, and then it can get into a bad situation. You could get charged with theft, arrested. We've got to be careful here. And I know. Because if they don't do it right, you see how it could go, and the blue lights and. Well, James and Dave and Andy were saying you can go. No, we didn't. No, you can, but under the right situation, conditions, as Andy said, the CEO, not the CEO, the CEO going to the corporation and the directorate, so to speak. Can I walk out of this store with just a promise to pay? Yes, Steve H. I've got to that bit then. Mandy, I've read that. Superb name. Yeah, we've got that bit there. All right, and that's just internal chat. I see all the internal chat. Goodbyes to Andy. Jesus making a joke about the dog. If you watch the Queen's first television broadcast, she says, I don't give you laws, but every act of parliament has to be signed by the letters patent or royal assent. So she tells you they're not laws. Yes, Steve. I need to wrap this up, but I'd like to talk about that issue and what laws are. And auricular. See my other recent videos about that and how laws get in and who gets sworn in, and it's all verbal, yeah. And acts, Parliament, the Queen signs it off eventually, yeah. Great hangout with Crow 777 last night, David. Missed it. Well, you was going to tell me about Santos. What did you think about that, Shadow? Talk to me about what you saw with Santos.
I'm really proud of you, man. You got the way you went in with. Oh,
let me just do this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Santos, man, what a geezer he is. He's like he talked about this new thing he found, that Quader stuff, and the way I'd love to get him in there, see what he knows about promising notes and stuff like that. Yeah, but he knows a lot, I think.
Yeah, so let's talk about get off the promissory notes for a bit now. We've covered that. That's it's making me tired. I'm too weak to go into that kind of brainage now. I'm gonna wrap up but
right, let's talk about Santos.
There's some highlights from that. Anything? So he's been off for a bit. He's been ill. It was I was immensely lucky to be on that hangout, and I made friends with Sun and Moon through the beer guy on here. So thank you, anybody that knows the beer guy. He's a living legend, that man himself. Wow. So then he said, come and have a chat with Sun and Moon. They're all on there, Karen, Patricia, Astral, and they like me. They was initially shocked by me, by the not the babble, but the amount of what comes out and the fragmented stuff. And then once we got to a little bit of a relationship, they said, would you like to come back and have chats? And that was it. So I didn't know they were friends with Santos, and I happened to mention that I hadn't heard of him, seen a video. I'd studied some of his works and put some into a body of words of my own, and had sent him a message. And I said, if you ever see of him or hear of him, then just let him know that I'm a real big fan. And I've messaged him myself, and I said I've got some guys, or about 8 of them, trying to tell them that I would really like to speak to him. And then out the blue, Dodgy Doctor said to me when I was chatting with him last week on Friday, he'd seen something on Choob about Sun and Moon Santos. And then I messaged Sister Karen and says, is it true? Is it really true? Could I, please? And she said, David, he's been away. He's been, and I know he's been sick and poorly. And she said, so he's coming on to talk about health and where he's been and what his direction is and why. And she says, after that, if he's got time and strength and stuff, then, and I'm like, I don't really need to say much, Karen. I just want to say hello. I'm your fan and I love you to bits. And can we talk later, perhaps? And then what you saw, right. It was really, really, really fantastic.
Yeah, it was definitely. I was just the way he's always just pure spiritual, isn't it? You know what I mean? He knows about health. He's really good at it, actually. He's probably the best at it, I think.
Yeah.
Santos talks about body
yourself. Yeah, inside and out. Spiritual, biologically, chemically, food, spiritually.
I hope he does get better, because it's like, I don't want him to go, because if he goes, I just want him to keep fighting.
No, he will do. He's got, strength. He's found out that it was an intestinal GI tract infection, and he went on to say that we all have parasites. It's very important to reinforce it. Well, his brother Santos has found out that we don't know everything. I know about some of the pathogens and the things because of colloidal silver water, and I mentioned that to him, but that won't fix everything. I know it fixes an awful lot, though, to be fair. It's almost 90%, you'll be all right with that. The milk, we used to have milk from cow, and it had Alka-Seltzer immunitas, and it had all this stuff in it. We used to drink that, and we were fine. And suddenly, some bright spark went, well, we need to pasteurize it. It needs boiling. We need to filter it. We need to take out all of that horrible stuff because we don't like that anymore, and we want to have just milk that's boiled and filtered with no bacteria, no goodness, no nothing, just watery white shite and pus. Don't forget the pus. It must be 30% pus when we're milking them fuckers all the time, all day, every day. They will blister inside. Oh, it's horrible what they do. So I was thinking, we used to have all this, and we also have all these friendly bacterias and everything. And then we went all chemically and filtery. And now we've gone back to organic, but we're paying 20 quid more than we did do 10 years ago. It's like, what? Hello? It's insane, isn't it? But it's good that he's found that out. He's telling you that you've got prebiotics or pre-probiotics in your guts and around you and in your tract.
Oh, you mentioned fruits as well.
Meat, bad. Yeah, Dr. Sebi would mention he's electric food genius. He's good to look at. Santos and that information, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So, he even said there's going to be a great awakening. I hope
it. In it.
Yeah.
It's happening. You're in it. You're part of it. You're part of that great awakening.
Wow.
Yeah, you are.
I'm privileged. Absolutely. I really
All the viewers. Yeah, we are. We're privileged. It's a privilege. It is a privilege. That's right. To be there, to be at the forefront of something which is pioneering that we didn't see coming. We didn't, envisage it. We found it by accident. Don't tell everyone.
Yeah.
Don't trust technology by accident. Wow, we didn't mean to find it. Just happened to stumble across the world's greatest, judiciary countermeasure that man can use and only man can use. It's been running by the side of the collar. Santos talking about the vertebrae, the 33, Jesus, the return of Jesus, Mary and Jesus standing here at the top of the looking out. And I'm like, whoa, properly gone then, James, when we were on that one, when I mentioned Jesus walking on water, admiralty, law of the sea. Do you see the synchronicity? I said, is it not the fact that the crusade fiction is a cross of fiction? Crusade, cross of fiction. Crusade fiction, cross of fiction. That's reality. That's what it was. So it wasn't Jesus dying. No, imagine the phonetics and etymology in that. Crusade fiction, cross, say, of, fiction, crusade fiction, cross of fiction. Then you've got Jesus. Sorry to everyone else, but pretend Jesus, me, crucified. Or was it not Jesus that died on the cross? Perhaps it was justice that died on the cross. Santos, what do you say? And off he went. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Liam came up with that as well. Again, Liam. So that's how strong Liam is. Liam says about the water on the Jesus walking. I went, Liam, that's some good thinking. That's a good analogy, metaphor, simile, whatever it is.
That geezer who done the truth about the Magna Carta mentioned that the Catholics own copyright to the Bible. You see, that's why you have Protestants, Protestants. Protestants.
Yeah, go on. Protest, testamentary, elementary, my dear Shadow, testamentary, elementary. Protest, so a protest is pro means what? For it, and a test, people go out on a protest thinking it's the right thing to do, and it's not so much always the right thing to do.
No, because I've been on them. I'm trying to tell them about this stuff because they want people to invest their energy, you see, because the people at the top benefit from it, you see. Like the archons and all that. Madness.
You go deep, you do. You go deep. So I'm moving on with the comments. Midnight's Gardener, great hangout with Crow, 777, and I went to Santos with you. Thank you very much, Midnight. It was that was another. I've got a feeling after chatting to Rob S, who I don't know if he knows about equity, but if he doesn't, and they're on common law tip, then great, big love to them. We are on the common law tip. We use common law. We respect common law. You know, equity goes parallel to it. We are immersed in the equity side, as this brother here is showing you what he's learned over the last. You know, when you got this Crow with 120,000 subscribers saying to me that there's a lot of complex and this, that, the other. And I'm like, yes, there is. And it's not ours, but we've learned that so we can bring them down using their system, because we need to inform our brothers and family how we have seen it and what we see. You go common law. We will protect. We will use common law systems for trespass. Agent X is ignored the notice of removal of implied rights of access. The common law jurisdiction applies exclusively. The police borderline rule and the private property and the no trespass and the bit that says visitors strictly by appointment only. Get away. You trespass, you can take him to a common law court for trespass. Not a problem. That can be done. You know, certain things we can use the common law court for, but for private things and for things that are worth a lot of money that are to do with titles and property and so forth and trust technology, you can't go into a common law court, and they don't know that because they don't know trust and they don't know equity. So when they go full circle, and respect to Rob S, I'm not pulling the man down. I've got big love for Rob S. I'd like to speak to him and the common law court man. We are in York on the 4th of August, and I'm going off an invitation from Eddie and somebody, Rob, somebody, and I said we'll go down and we'll see what we can do. And I'd like to talk about the Liverpool attendance at Alderhay and the Roman Catholic, and then I'd like to talk about the trust technology and give some examples. And James, have you seen my video that's called Decoding the Matrix, the Architect's Design and the Matrix?
I'll give that a watch later.
Watch that if
I'll give that a watch.
Yeah, it's got a yellow triangle on it, and it's called it says on the thumbnail, yellow and black, and it's Matrix and Architects. Have a watch of that. It's got all about the Master Trust, the CQV.
I've seen it.
On them. That's what you need. That's a document there to print off on the .com as well. Get yourself a copy of that, because that will guide you through all of the trust, master trust, CQV, quasi, the world as the res, the Christians as the beneficiaries, then us going in as the chattel, as the it's just
I've seen it actually. Yeah, I see it.
Good,
I seen
good
it.
man.
But,
did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it, David.
You don't have to say that if you didn't really. You can say no, it was actually rubbish, or you missed it.
No, because I strive to be better at what I'm doing. You see, and I don't want to take over. I just want this system to just go away. I want to create a new system that benefits us. Yeah,
that's good. I like that. That's what we're here for. And Rod just said these hangouts are great. When you're feeling alone, it's brill for the like-minded individuals to come together. Big love and respect to you all. So, Roberts, thank you. That's what we do.
Fish bumble, 10 fish bumps without even seeing it.
100 hand slap, Honda Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, I used to
remember that.
Yeah. I used to play Street Fighter when I was a kid all the time. Yeah.
Right, we're moving on. I've got to go. Hey up, Gizmo. I've got to go in a minute. No, thank you. No, thank you, Gizmo. Right, Stuart says, hate it when volumes are different. You must have the love to create promissory note. You must have heart, ST, to create a you must have a heart to create a promissory note. Indeed, yeah. It's what it is. You must be a man to use equity and promissory notes.
Yeah.
Lady Onyx, all right at Indigo, Midnight Gardener and everybody. Lady, all right. Yes, so Lady Onyx, all right then, Lady O. Yes, that's a nice title you've got there as well. Maybe just see an Onyx, nice choice of the Blackstone, Lady Blackstone. Hey, that's what that translates into. All good, yeah, nice one. That's a new subscriber, I believe, as well, lady. I don't recognise you. Too many views, their videos. Sounded like that. I don't know what Jesus is on about there. Some song. Proclamation Day. KB's on about to Steve 8, the Proclamation Day. Lady O says, yes, Robbers, I agree. All great minds can hang together. We are one.
Even the word government's a word in itself. See, when you watch that video, it's like, like you see the head of the G, you see the head, and then you curl it around, and then you see the tongue. Because God is humanity. It's Hebrew. It's Hebrew words for God or something like that. And the word goes God over men or the mind by the sword, which is the T. Absolutely.
You're getting this in the forum, James. I love this. So
Yeah.
Phonetics and etymology and history, and the Summa and the Arca and all of the 6,000 lineage and going back with the 6,000 that's relevant. And you can put all that in the forum, lad. That's just fantastic, lad. It really is.
I will. Oh, it's Andy.
And then yes, Pete. P900 just dropped in. Okay, nice one. Chilster. Yeah, night. All Robbers is saying night. So yeah, it's good that if you are like that, and nice of you to say that if you are lonely and you're not, got too much on at the minute, then we are proud to be your entertainment and source of some kind of education. Yeah.
And these people know how to lift spirits when people are down. Yeah, Andy looks absolutely tired. Look at his cotton socks.
It's all about your inner well-being, and that which you think are your inner manifestations. It's if you have bad intent or wrong intent, that's what you attract. If you have good intent and goodwill, that's what you attract.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm passionate as well, passionate with good intent, but people see it as the wrong way. You see, but I try my best all the time. You see.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes we have to try and rein the passion in a little bit, don't we?
Yeah.
Fidgety and stuff like David on his left and right foot when he's talking to us. It's the passion, But once we have that in control and reined in a little piece and put your knowledge across in a concise, clear, calm manner, then you'll see some remedy for your action, your notion.
Yeah, man. So totally agree with that.
That's what it is, mate. It's all within. Everything's within.
Yeah.
Like godliness. To be godly is goodly. It's just with an extra row. And it's all within. Love, hate, fear, anxiety. Everything is within. Nothing's outside of us. Nothing's over there. When you think that we have to sit down,
you've got to get over there, haven't you?
Well, you haven't got to get over there, mate, because there's nothing over there. It's all within. When you're going over there, chasing it over there, you're forever chasing, you're forever looking. That means you're forever unhappy. You're always over there looking for it. You're always searching. What do you want to be looking and searching for? Something that you have within. That's when you get the blind leading the blind. You're blindly looking for something that you're already beholding within yourself. It's just that you have to invoke it and you have to manifest it and you have to realise it with real eyes.
Yeah.
And then when you see the real lies, then you invoke the manifestation in the intent and the goodwill, which you already behold.
Yeah.
Did you get that, James? Real eyes, realize real lies.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, good man.
So it's all there, mate, And the more which you learn that way, and you'll realise the real lies that strewn against us out there, against your person. Nothing's clear cut. It's always the hand under the cloth, the face behind the veil. You can't see the hand that's taking it from you. You can't see the force that's reaping the benefits from your salary each month. It's just there, and it's only the words and the spells in which we have to cast upon them, to repel them and rebut them and stop that which they are doing to us. And that's what we're doing here today.
Well, we've also been occupying some lonely guys that have just said that they were happy to see us talking some nice chirp and thanked us for giving them some entertainment and company. So I am saying, as you came on then, I was just saying we're honoured and privileged to exactly what we aim for, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
Absolutely, integrity, honour, and that which is just right and proper. Nothing else. We separate the fact from the fiction. and we put the we put right the wrongs, and it's as simple as that.
No, well, it's just that they were sat at home saying they were lonely. It wasn't so much just right and proper. We were on about man committing suicide over £1,000 worth of alleged debt. Guys sat at home feeling, well, you know, isolated, disconnected, or whatever reason. Not so much, you know, poor. We're not saying we're in a poor house, but it's a, you know, we are looking at. We had whore houses once upon a time. We've now got poor houses. Yeah, and it's like, you know, we're not proud of it. We got using 2 jobs and going to food banks for the fun of it. This is criminal what's happening, and the failures, and, you know, guys coming on saying thank you for chirping and talking some sense and, you know, health and wealth and law and giving them some company. I'm honoured for that. I really am. That's a proper, you know, it's a proper.
I didn't get the full context or the full depth of what you were saying, did I, brother? But yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I'm letting you know, brother. You missed it. Yeah, that's what's gone off. Yeah, we should be proud of that.
Sometimes, though, we can still be in a room full of people, but still be alone, because it's our own thoughts. We segregate and separate ourselves because we wish not for them to know. Because whether it's either your ego or your loved ones, their feelings, you're feared to hurt their feelings, even. You know, you don't want them to see you as any lesser than what you already are, and you know, and then it starts off on a great big path of answering all your own questions, which are completely wrong anyway, and you're down the road of anxiety now because you're looking into the future and predicting something which you just possibly couldn't do, and you're suffering all the anxieties from it. And when I say suffer, you're allowing all the anxieties to happen to you, and then your panic attacks and medication and pharma, and you're back in the system and circles, and before we know where we're at, they're getting paid to administer all sorts of stuff to you while you're in their care. And you know, and that's exactly where they're trying to push the individuals, the people, as they say, you know, the body of people, the voters, you know, just by acquiescence, handing themselves over to the state by registering to vote. You are now a ward of state by doing that. You have given consent to them to do what they wish to you. All these affairs need redress. They need to change, and the individuals that are given the consent in that way also need to change. They need to be shown that the way that really is, as opposed to what they think is.
Yeah, man.
Like the common electorate.
Well, I'd like to say there seems to be a stigmatism of macho-ness at the minute, where men and man don't like to say the word love, or like what we say, peace and love. Like when I'm chatting to people on the phone that ring me that are random from the internet. Shadow, shh. Mute, Shadow. When you eat.
How do I do that?
You press the screen and you've got a little microphone, a red button, and a video. You go for microphone, don't go red or video, and then it just mutes it up for you when you chomp it. There we go. So, bless him, he'll learn. He'll get on. I lost my train of thought now, Andy. Sorry.
Oh, well, you mucker.
What was I saying?
I wouldn't be able to know, mate, because I'm the same as you. It's too late at night. I've been up since early doors. It was chirping on. Where were we? James, put your microphone back on. Tell him where you're off. You're rudely interrupted.
James, what was I saying? I forgot.
What a load of numpties. What on earth is going on here? Yeah. Are you for real or what? I'm going to have to hang up. I don't want to be any part of this, I tell thee.
Yeah, we were just saying, actually. You've given them a time extend, and the bottom line is, we have an issue, and we have these guys, and they don't know who they are, and they're in debt, and the man's too proud. That's what I was saying. He's too proud to say to his mate, "I'm in the shit, John. Can you lend me 200 quid?" Or this, that, the other. Instead, he goes and gets an 8-ball of cocaine, so much beer, goes on a bender, and then it's like, no, that's wrong, boys. You don't talk to your mates, even go and have a cry in front of your wife. I'm sure she'll rather appreciate that than lose you for 48 hours on a bender of drugs and cocaine and football or whatever it may be, and then you come back with everything lost, and she thinks you've ruined everything. The family collapses. I've seen it too many times, so that's all I want to say. So that little comment is well respected from whoever it was, a lady and somebody else, I think it was, Andy. Yeah, respect to them.
Yeah. Well, they need to join the domain, and you shouldn't be isolated or alone at any time in life. And if you only have a virtual world, then we can still speak to one another. Have the videos, have a chat, do the things we do, comment on the pages. Come over to sblpro.com.
Oh, yeah. And if you can't and you skin, we'll make you free accounts. I'm not supposed to because we need the trust to grow, but we do that because we have to show peace and love. And I don't want to make more than 100 accounts, for free on some, I will do monitor it, but if anybody says I'm really hard up and, I'll pay you when I can or donate when we can, then we'll do that and we'll put it in trust. Simple as. We don't, even if you skin and you can't even stab yourself in the eye with a penny, we can still sort you out, don't worry.
No one's left out, mate.
Crunching again. Shadow crunching.
Well,
he's always eating.
I'm fat.
No, you
Can't
don't.
be round the edges, actually.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Well.
Just swallow first before you can spit it all over the screen. Calm yourself down. All is good.
Yeah, we all need to come together, man, for the future generations.
Well, that's what we're trying to advocate.
Yeah,
that's what we're bringing forth now. Togetherness is all unity, common unity, common thought train on the same track. That's where we're at here.
When I go out in local places, like I don't drink, but like I see people like knowing what I know, I want to talk to them, but like half of them knew me, and plus they used to take the mickey because I was a bit different. But I want to put that aside and just go for it. You know what I mean?
That's right, mate.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I'd wait till we meet up, mate, and have the seminars and stuff, and have yourself a little half an hour on there, mate. I would.
No,
people are listening to you, you've got their attention, then you're not just shouting out aimlessly.
No. I was thinking just
Chilster Deluxe says you've been munching. Stop it. Chilster Deluxe says you've been munching for 45 minutes solid. Go on, sorry, brother. Now you can go. Are you?
Right. I forgot.
Yes, get it, and it worked. That was my plan. That was my actual plan.
Oh, wait.
Hula hoops the day.
Oh,
that's all I heard.
What?
Can I just say though to everybody? Listen, I wanted to. Oh, have you remembered? Go on then.
I forgot.
Oh Lord! Right, Dave, recap.
Okay.
Come on, Mo.
I want to interject that Shadow doesn't really, know us as such. He's come to a seminar. He doesn't know me as such. I don't know him, but I get on with him, and he's come on to the hangout and that, and he represents well. He's got honour, and he's a good lad. What he's just said there about being taken the piss out of at school and bullied because he was a bit different, and now he sees them guys and he wants to have a chat with them, but the pissheads, and they're not really gonna.
Still wants to help him after the ridicule. Shows what a lovely lad he is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm proud to know you, Shadow Dynamics, brother James. You're a good egg. You really are. To say that touches my my little heart cockles. That does. Bless you, mate. Bless you.
Absolutely. Here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You want to go and talk to them and say, "Hey, up, I've got something to give you." You might have picked on me and that, and think I'm a bit different. But do you know about this? That's excellent.
I'll just give him a PDF of the Bank of England, getting him on the road a bit. How the creation of sweat equity begins. Because like growing up where I grew up, we were all together, you see, and we all had we used to play football and stuff, and then as we grew older, they grew apart. It's mental, and then and it's kind of sad because they don't know the truth, and I want to tell them, and you try and tell these people, and it just goes in one ear and out through the other. Do you know what I mean?
Such as own doctrine, mate. Yeah.
But like, I believe there's some people in where I live want to know this stuff because they know that people know there's a problem, but they don't know what it is because they can't seem to find the answers. John Harris said this as well when he did his talk.
It's the separate jurisdictions of the law. It's separating man from the person. It's separating the oil from the water.
Yeah.
God is not a respecter of persons.
Well, what did John Harris say about that? Go on, remind us, James.
He said,
when you finished eating, take your time, lad. Don't choke. Empty it first. Come on, manners make man. Manners make man.
Yeah, as I was saying, John Harris said, there's people out there know there's a problem, but they don't know what the answer is, you see. See, they're stuck. People are stuck.
Yes, the word stuck. Groundhog Day. The Truman Show. I know I want to get out. Well, if he wants to get out, he can get out, really, you know, but don't want to. Well, would you argue that it's their ignorance that is why they can't get out? But if you're born into a lie and you're told lies, then you think is the truth, then that's not really fair. So I don't defend this system. I can't defend this system because it's indefensible, because it's a Roman civil cult as it stands. And as you've gone on about Andy, you missed it. He went on about Protestants, Catholics and Protestants, didn't you, Jay?
Yeah, man.
What is a Protestant?
You went deep on me.
Yeah, governmental as well. God over,
you know what?
Exactly. Now, both a Protestant and a Catholic both reside in different jurisdictions of the law. Not only do they have their own belief system, that of their religion, they also reside in different jurisdictions of the law. One is water, one is of the land.
That's absolutely mad. That is mad, that.
Yeah, when you record and when you record of the sea or register.
The Roman Empire is of the water. The Christian landmass England is of the land, common law jurisdiction. Yeah. When you're in the common law jurisdiction, civil, common law, at law, if you have clean hands and you're in honour, you can invoke other laws. However, if you are not in the right title and capacity and you are that of a person, then you are subject to all of those legislative rules that are imposed upon the person, and you shall face final forfeiture thereon forwards. So it is imperative that you separate yourself from that person and know whom you are at any given time, what capacity you are, and what jurisdiction of the law that you're in at any given circumstance.
Yeah, well said. Can we have that on as a text message? Got that as a phone ring or something. Do you get that, James?
Yeah, I got that.
P900's dropped in. Cool Pick, should I say? Yeah, of the Cool Picks clan. These guys all know each other. They're getting on. This is a nice little chat thread going on here. Midnight Jesus, P900, Steve, or Lady O. Yes, none has got off. So much love to everyone. They're on about someone called Pete. I don't know who that is. I think I've got a spider on my leg. That's it. I've caught up.
Why does Steve McRae say that common law does not exist? Common law is common sense. Do not suffer another man a wrong. That's common law. That's common sense. Do not commit fraud. Do not steal.
Who's Taylor? What, you read it off the screen? Who said that? What do you mean Steve McRae says common law does not exist?
Yeah, studs one for one studs. Why does Steve McRae say that common law does not exist?
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I'm working my way down. He's quoted well. I don't know if he's used somebody's name there, and if he's I've spoke to Stephen, so have you, about common law. So I can say that as far as I know, he does know about common law. We can't answer for Steve because he's a private man, but I think someone's got the wires crossed there, eh, brother? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a comment on the chat thread. I can't see that. Good one, well picked up. Any more, Andy? Carry on reading. Go, brother.
It's the very last one that come up. It was, mate. What about them arresting wages for council tax arrears? Can we do anything? Again, it's down to status and title and capacity. Everything is status and title and capacity. Deeds and titles your deeds and titles for your property, where is it registered? Given away to land registry, to a corporation. Everything in life is deeds, titles, capacity. Once you know whom and what they are in regards to yourself, you'll get a remedy.
Yes, brother. Sorry, I've had top chat on. I haven't had live chat on, so I've missed all the. I haven't seen 100% of the comments. My bad. I didn't realise I was. Yeah, I can see studs now. Oh, I've missed loads. Well caught. Nice one. Studs was in the woods. I remember this guy. Yeah. So he can't. So he hasn't even spelled Steve McRae. Right. That's not a criticism. That's just a notice. Yeah. So when did he say that, Studs, and where? Can you reference that? Can you cite that? Because I don't believe that's right. Neither does Andy. So we've chatted to him. Be careful when you say stuff about others.
Well,
because,
I've met Stephen Persona, and I believe that he believes of the common law as well. He knows the common laws there. He knows it's for civil procedure and the jurisdiction that it's under. So, yes.
Citibank, he's on about the Citibank and stuff and fraud and Crown. This is when we say fraud, it's deception. It's not so much, we've called the birth certificate fraud, but is it fraud? Is it really truly fraud? It's not fraud. It's deceptive. It's non-disclosed. It's dishonourable. We can collapse and dissolve the trust and recorrect the relationship should we wish to, and should we compel and instruct them in the correct capacity. So that key that we keep going on about that you get when you're 21 is what they give you. They give you the key, but they don't tell you what the key's for. Now we found out what the key's for. We're going to start using the key studs, and we will claim the age of majority and let them know we don't need salvaging, we're not lost at sea, etc., etc. Maintenance for and remedy for all of the stuff we've missed out on, and the non-disclosure and maintenance going forward. Access to and remedy would be lovely. At the I don't know, Queen's Court, Queen's Bench with the faith, I believe, and relevant documentation and the right capacity. Let's go and take a chance. Come and take a chance on me in the Chancery Court. That's what we're on about.
That's right. Community test or take a chance. It's all there in the game. All there in the Monopoly game. It's all there written out in front of us.
Yeah, Studs, we're all good. Don't take no offence, Studs. It's all good. He said thanks about the deeds. Scotland, listen to this. Scotland, you can drive a lorry in Scotland, and I mean drive a lorry is in commerce, and you get paid, say, £7.50. You come to the Midlands or Sheffield or London to drive a lorry, you get about £9, £12, £13. So why do they get the same description and job in Scotland, but they get paid less money? This is a monetary system that is throttling them now by the necks on purpose. This is not because it's Scotland and you get paid different. Everybody, equality is paramount, but they don't give us equality. We can't demand equality because we don't know how to. So then what they do in Scotland is they struggle and they suffer for low wages and low income, and they might drink or smoke a bit more. Then the government comes on around and says, oh, your kids are looking a bit bedraggled, you're not looking after them properly. It's like, I've got 2 jobs, you know what I mean? I do this, I do that, and I've got this many fines, this many insurance policies, this many points, this many things to keep up with, my mortgage, my bank loan, and my kids are looking a bit scruggly because man's not being looked after. His man's not in his natural element. He's all in unnatural, cutthroat, adversarial. It's just getting hijacked. Your rights have been sacrificed and hijacked, and you just basically dying by 1,000 paper cuts. And in Scotland, you're getting 1,500 because that's just the way it is for some reason, and I don't get it. I really don't, but I see it.
Absolute personage and barratry. That's what it is. Right, that's me, kids. I'm going to sat down for the night. I've done all as I can do here. I've run out of energy, I'm afraid. Early doors for me. Early bird catches the worm and all that. It's been emotional.
You got an applause when you came back. Chef, Jamie, Andy, applause.
Yeah, man.
Got an ovation when he came back online, lad.
So thanks for having me. Thanks for all the kind comments and all the love and feedback. It's amazing, and we'll catch up soon, no doubt.
No, definitely.
Peace and love, one and all, and one love, common unity. Ciao, bello.
Ciao.
Bello. He's a good lad, isn't he? What good
Yeah.
brothers we have. What a good family we have.
Yeah, man. It's coming together, man. This is gonna get bigger and better and
stronger, faster. It sounds like
Yeah.
Daft Punk. Bigger, better, stronger, faster, harder, something like that. They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? Yeah, they know what is what. They don't know what is what. They're just stuck. What the We've just made a remix then. They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They're just stuck. What the funk? Get to splspro.com. You won't be stuck no more. Get to on the Indiglow channel. Any of our friends and family. We'll soon get you out the stuck. Get you in the, what can we put you in? On the land.
On the land and in the free. In the free, and stop using that sweat equity, because I will make it a life mission if it kills me, because I'm that determined.
Free women, that's a new subscriber. Grass greener on the other side. It's very green where I am. Took time to see it though. Free women, don't forget the lonely ladies. No, we don't. We're a family. When we say men, we mean men and women. Womb men, men of the womb. We're all men eventually, you know, at the end of it, down to basics. So, no, equality is paramount with us as well. So, we're happy to be some kind of entertainment.
We all go down the birth canal and we all get docked in ore, you see. I know that. That child.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
But if you try to tell someone this, they're like, what? They're like, what are you?
Chilster says you've got hollow legs. Hollow legs.
Yeah, I love food. That's my weakness.
Studs, it's all about me going to meet these guys and finding out exactly firsthand what's going off. I've heard some stuff about common law courts. I talked to Crow on Sun and Moon yesterday. We dominated the chat. It was a Indigo meets Crow event chat. It was lined up that way. So we did chirp on about stuff, and he did say about Rob S and the common law court, and I did say we recognise that. That's very good. Do you know about equity? He doesn't, I don't think. I'll say no. I said, do you know about trust? He's aware of trust, but not as in depth and about the public and the private and so forth. Though I did kind of say, if you don't know about the equitable remedy and how you can draw upon the civil and the private, you know, the statutory public, a common, and then the equitable private maxims and so forth. And if the ruling of law and equity collide, then the equitable maxim will preside over the common law, public law remedy. But you will need to know to invoke that and use it to get it, though. It's a bit like benefits. If you don't know you can get it and claim it, they won't go and say, hey, up, you can get disability allowance and you can get council tax benefit and housing benefit, and you can also get ESA, and they don't tell you nothing. You've got to go and get it, and if you don't go and get asked for it, then you won't be told that you can get it. And that's what life's like. But in our system, we would tell you, we would inform you, and we would look after you. We wouldn't be adversarial, and we wouldn't profit off your misery, sickness, stress, or hoard gold bars in cellars because you didn't claim them. Ugh, no.
They don't even use some countries don't even, they use plated gold now, you know what I mean?
What's that?
Plated gold, it's like fake gold, but...
Oh, right, yeah, I can imagine.
But Switzerland can feed Africa 4 times over, because that's the Vatican's Bank of International Settlements. Justin knows about
that. Right. Yeah, we'll pick this up another time. We've been going on a couple of hours on there. I've been on it since 9 a.m, brother, and I've been on with a lot of serious stuff today. Yeah. So, well, thank you for coming on. Thank you to all the viewers, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we've been some kind of entertainment. It looks like we have. Yes, we've got big love and respect for one and all. It's very important what we're doing here. One day we will be in the private, and these will stop, these open chats, and I'm going to miss this, and I hope that you find us or find out where we are and why we've done it and how we've done it. We are trying to show you before we go, because it will be a different ball game once we move into the private, and I've got to move into the private pretty quick. We're protecting the assets and the trust, and we're giving you the technology and everything we can, and trying to be as fair about it all, and give you the advance notice and show you and demonstrate and back up and, you know, promote worldwide. This is a worldwide issue. Birth certificates, international law, maritime, admiralty, piracy, deception of man, stealing of blood. I've been to Greece, Italy, Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, where else? Hungary, Latvia, Estonia, quite a lot of places, Italy, and they are all struggling. Nobody's happy. The whole oppression of man is everywhere. Romania's, I haven't been there, but I've seen what's happened there. It's a global flat plane, whatever you want to view it as, epidemic, and the only way it can get fixed is if man knows who he is. And just like in the Matrix, when they say, and the other films, you know, where they live, for one, you know, if you don't see it and you don't hear it, then they've told you. And if you don't listen and you don't, you know, fix up, then you're going to get slaughtered, basically. And there is no recourse with regards to the karmic retribution that we know about, because under the karmic retribution, if you tell somebody you are screwing them over and they do not listen, you tell somebody you are poisoning them by the whatever and they do not listen and they carry on, you have relinquished all karmic retribution. And this is how this system gets around it. It tells us indirectly, which again is deception. It's not so much fraud, it's just underhanded. It's a bit like hiding your weapon inside your coat as you walk down the street, and just as you pass somebody, whipping out a gun and shooting them. Where's the honour in that? Where is the honour? There's no honour in that. Yeah, you might have killed a man, but great, you didn't give him a chance to defend himself, did you? No, so there's no honour. So therefore it doesn't count. Therefore it's dishonourable. It is deceptive. And once you can, if you make a claim about something to somebody, you need to back that up. As we just said there about Steve McRae, yeah, who's a brother of ours, and we know this guy might have got his wires crossed, stood. So we said, you know, we can back that up the other way around. And if you do make a claim in public, you need to know that this studs, you're not in trouble. It's all good. But if you make a claim in public and you can't back that claim up, there is no claim. If somebody makes a claim on you in public or in the private, it doesn't matter. But if they make a claim, you ask for that proof of claim. That is called the conditional acceptance. Are we all sworn in? You know, have the claims been verified? If we're not sworn in and the claims haven't been verified and, you know, these things aren't met, then there is no jurisdiction, there is no authority. And if you know the simple words to say, I do not understand, are you going to force me to proceed with these, you know, against my will? I do not understand. The claims haven't been verified. Are we all sworn in? Does the prosecution have his checkbook? Simple sentences. Look, you don't need monoliths of it. And you know why he's saying it, because you've listened to us and you understand that it's wrong, and you know about the finance and the money and stuff. So you just need a little help, a little bit of tweaking. And these next few months are going to be truly magical.
Yeah, they will be, man. I'm telling you. 2018 was so good. I'm telling you. And absolutely magical.
Have you got anything you want to say before we go, or to add on, or to the room, or anything, or just one last bit? I'll read the comments out after you say what you're going to say, then we go in.
Just keep the peace, keep up the good fight, and don't give up, because we will get there in the end. We will get there. We'll all be free, because I'll make it my life mission if it drains me. Don't give up, mate. Never give up.
That's it. Stay positive. Stay positive. Yes.
Yeah.
There's strength in that. There is. If you have a good, strong, positive mind in the face of adversity, your life will change. It will slowly begin to change. I don't know how to explain it other than the power of intent and the law of attraction, and just to see how you could test that out yourself. It sounds weird, but it is. It's how it is, and you are in power and control of a lot of stuff that you think you're not. So comments, and then we go in. Thank you for that, Shadow, James, brother, all of you above. Stud, look up the Common Law Court. We are doing on Facebook, and link with them. I'm looking up John Smith, British Constitution Group, the meeting in August at York. We'll sort that out there. That's not a problem. There isn't a rush. We want to give them information. We don't need information from them. We are offering the Common Law Court. We started with Common Law. We worked up to Let me think, common law. Then we worked up to contract law, criminal law, admiralty law, UCC. Let me think, after UCC, then we started looking at the trust and equity, yeah, but we'd looked at all the various implications of tacit tort, adhesion, misfeasance, torts of misfeasance, procedures, civil procedure, and the contract and the agreement, the conditional. That's how we found out it was us. It was David and Serge and the admins of SPLs that was one of the few groups to come out a year ago and went, whoa, red flag. Why are we using notice to principal is notice to agent? Notice to agent is notice to principal at the top of the document of notice for a conditional acceptance. And then next 3/4 of the page down, halfway down that page, we was putting we conditionally accept, and we was putting public statutory contractual acceptance with regards to the conditional acceptance, proof of claim, proof of authority, and we was going public on them again, in public and referencing the private person and the all caps. But we was in a trust relationship dictated to us by the fact we'd put notice to agent, notice to principal at the top of the document, but yet we went and mixed the jurisdictions, which means that it was all futile. And that was going on for years and years and years. And we were one of the groups, and I'll put my balls on that as a man and say that we pointed out, now once we learned trust, that there was a mixed jurisdiction. And not many people on Choob, Facebook, videos, groups, or anywhere have told you that. And we found that out, and we had to tell you and alert you as to why things were failing and where you're going wrong. We didn't sell you that information. We didn't charge you for it. And we give an amazing amount away for free because we're on a sacred contract here. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps man going. That's what keeps it going. And when you guys see it, you guys immerse in it, you'll get rewarded with it too. I swear on my soul that that's how it works. That's all I can do for you there. But yeah, man, thank you. Comments. Gumshoe, dying by 1,000 paper cuts. He likes that. Chilster's grinning. Stuart, who's coming to Sovfest? We've got 30 10 tickets gone from the .com, Stuart, and 20 family, friends and others. So we're at the number of 30 now. We're estimating 1 week to go. Final push and promotions. The artist has confirmed. Search for Breeze on the .com or look at the event page, or I've posted it in Sovereign's Common Unity on Facebook, the public page, the private trust, Sovereign Paralegals, and on the .com. I might put it as a comment on this video. Let me go and find Breeze. I think I've showed you Purple Rain Guy. And yeah, so 30 on that one for, let me get back to the other page. Stuart of the Richardson clan. Yeah, Gumshoe, it's looking good. Yes, it is. Jesus is laughing. 1 minute. Yeah, I've got that. Electroplating, it's called. It's gold, but a thin layer. Tornado Max for you there. What, Shadow? Yeah, you gold. It's electroplated gold. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what tornado. Evening Tornado, late dropping. I've seen you. Barker. Peace and love, brother. Yes, thank you, and to you and the family. Chilster's on about the Daft Punk reference of me. Jonesy wants pizza. I want some food and all. Yes, we do. We need some. I need to go. The power of positive thinking. It's amazing. Yeah, never give up. That's being agreed by Steve. He's saying that positive mental attitude. Yes.
Steve, who may I ask?
Hey.
Steve, who?
Steve HB. New subscriber. I'm not sure. They just says there's a user on there. You'll see it in the chat play.
Yeah.
Tornado says is open to be at Sovfest annual conference. Need to sort out ticket. Yeah, we can sort that out. You can email and message me. I can give you admittance and we can sort it out, on the day or something. Don't worry, or just after. Don't stress about it, Tornado Max. I need to get a ticket to the York Sovfest, please. Free woman, no. What's happening is we have a private event in a private farm in Oxford, and that's on splspro.com on the events page. So if you go here, I'll put it into the link for you. www.
Any camping specs, Dave?
Yeah, you can bring down tents, campers, RVs, caravans, campers, articulated. Is off the list. But anything that you want to drive and travel down, even and bring and set up stalls, markets, wares, stuff like that, you can bring down, no charge. Just give us a percentage of your profits. We'll leave that up to you. We're not going to check and get you to sign and all that business. So we've got electric, water, built-in barbecues, a little entertainment. I'll put the address in there of the .com. Please go there. Get your tickets from the donate and get your tickets from the event page. Let me find you the guy, the artist. He's called Breeze. That's one of the trust's brothers. I've got him on the history here, so let me find you that. I'll put that in here while I'm here because I'll only forget and fall asleep in a minute. Crash out. Purple Rain live. Tribute act. I did say he was an impersonator. He's not. That's just the legal stuff coming out. He's a tribute act, not an impersonator. Here we go. Let me chuck that in. And then in York, right, let me stick to the thread. In York on the 4th of August, it's a new Chartist movement, and you'll find it on Facebook, and I'll do a link. It's nearer the time, I'll do a link for you, free woman, about the meeting. It's a new Chartist movement that we're not part of. We are not New Part Chartists. We are self-governing private man, sovereign, honourable, private, under the Creator, and we have persons, and that's how we are. That's not going to change, but we'll go up there and chat about constitutional and how that's not really come up to scratch, Magna Carta, and how that's not really come up to scratch, public common law, and how that's only available to sort out a medium amount of remedy and claims and criminal issues, and then we've got a limitation on that, and then we're going to see what the boundaries we can push with. Andy and I will do some visual triangle based trusts, get them talking about. I'll read out that video that I've just done. There's a document that goes with that. It's 30 pages going on about the master trust, the quasi trust, the framework of the Roman Catholic civil cult law system that we are at hands off at the minute, and it stands that we are guilty as charged unless we can prove ourselves innocent under and rebut the assumptions of the maxims of law, which is a total arse and is not exactly how one sees it when one is leaving school, eh? No.
Absolutely.
Block rocking beats, yes. Our finger is on the button, Jonesy, and block rocking beats, superstar DJs and sovereigns. Here we go. Ciao, Bello. Thank you. Peace and love. Next time you come on and you have a hangout, remember to eat beforehand or after, because I'm starving and I'm listening to you eat. Like, what?
Right.
You can't do it. It's just it's like at the cinema, we have etiquette. Anybody that comes on the hangout, you can't eat, drink, burping and farting will allow, unless you're a lady, then it's banned. Jokes, equality. We'll end it on a high. Right, peace and love. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, chat room. I'll give you some hearts and say thanks and ciao, literally, and we'll check you soon. I need to add. It's hard to subscribe to everybody that comes on and chats because I have to type in the name and then search on the filter and put channel and try and subscribe to all of the regular viewers. So if I haven't already subscribed to you, I will be. And it just takes me a bit of time to get round to filtering it and searching it and whatnot. So thank you all for subscribing to me and sharing and helping us out. And we're going to catch you later.
Yeah, man.
When I say that in a few days, will not be long. Will not be long. So yeah, if you hang up, I'll hang up, and then I'll shut it down. All right.
Good night and God bless.
You, James, you're a good brother. Yeah, bless you. Bless you guys. Good night. Thank you. Let's go.